welcome to the GWP Homestead, and I'm Megan, and this is my kitchen again. It is getting super close to Christmas, and that means all the fun treats. And today we are doing a collaboration with Mtn Grandma and Yogi Holler Farms. And there's going to be a lot of information in the description box about everything that this collaboration entails, because there's a bunch of other homesteads doing Christmas candy, and that's what we're doing today too. Be sure to check that out. There's some giveaways and some other stuff. Today, for my part of the collaboration, I'm going to be making a super secret recipe, and the name is so controversial we can't even put it in the title or YouTube will flag us. We call it Christmas crack. Other people call it saltine toffee or graham cracker toffee, because we're going to be making it two ways. The original way I had it was using saltine crackers, but I think my kids will like it even better with graham crackers. So we're going to be making it both ways. The first thing we're going to do is get some butter and brown sugar going in on the stove. So I'm actually going to double this recipe, and then we'll divide this part between my two different pans. Get down. There we go. I will also leave in the description box the original recipe that I'm using from a blog I found off of Pinterest. It uses just the graham crackers. So on my saltine one, I'm just putting saltines on the bottom versus the graham crackers. If you're new here, I do not measure. That is one of my biggest red flags, is I do not measure very often. So the fact that I measured this is pretty impressive. But here's the heads up. I probably will not measure again for the rest of this recipe. And it really doesn't need to be. You don't really have to. We're going to get the butter melted, the brown sugar and the butter combined. And we're gonna bring it to a boil, let it boil for a few minutes until it starts to thicken up. When that starts to boil, we will have to stir it constantly. So while that is coming to temp and getting warm and melted, we are gonna go ahead and lay out our graham crackers and our saltines. So now we have our saltines on a pan and our graham crackers, and we just bring our first layer of yummy sugary goodness up to temp and to boil. Okay, so now this is up and thick. It's still gooey, but it's thick. So we're going to pour half of it on the saltines and half of it on the graham crackers. And then we spread it out, making sure to cover all the crackers. Now we're going to bake both pans at 350 degrees for 5 minutes. So those have cooked for about 5 minutes. Ish. I think it was 5 minutes, maybe a little more. Either way, those are done cooking. Now, the next thing is, if you have kids that you trust around warm stuff, they could help with this, and then they can also help with the last step. But we're going to take semi-sweet chocolate chips and sprinkle over the top of this. We're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes, let those melt, and then we'll smear the chocolate all over it. The recipe called for about 10 ounces. I didn't measure. I measured with my heart. You go a little more, a little less. I'm sure you could use other types of chocolate too. I just used semi-sweet because that's what I had. But I can already start to see, because I was skeptical, how these are starting to melt just by being in the stuff. Well, that is awesome. Then once that's melted and we smear it, we're going to top it with all the fun stuff. And we're going to use Christmas colored M&Ms, Christmas colored sprinkles, and mini twisty pretzels. My original plan was to have the kids top it, but these pans are pretty hot, and Keaton and Riley would be fine. Deacon, my youngest, would burn himself 100%. So I'm just going to do it for them, and they'll get to reap the benefit of eating the yummy stuff. So definitely, if you have kids you could trust around hot pans, would be a great thing for them to help with. But I just don't trust my littlest, and he would want to be in the middle of it. I'm gonna start with the biggest item here. Moving on to my M&Ms. And then here's our last little bit of sprinkles. I'm really happy with how those look right now. They look so festive. Look. I'm so excited about those. So the next thing is going to be letting these cool down. I'm going to stick mine in the fridge, I think, because my kitchen's a little warm from having the oven on quite a bit today. So I'm going to stick those in the fridge. And when they've cooled off and everything, all the chocolate and the toffee underneath there has firmed up, we're going to take and cut them. I'm pretty sure my saltines are just going to break in the size of a saltine cracker. I think my graham crackers, I will have, the graham cracker one, I think I'll have to break up a little more because you don't want it the size of like a whole graham cracker. We'll come back in just a little bit, and when we break it, we'll get a taste test. There we go. So originally I said I didn't think I was going to leave the graham crackers as like a sheet of graham cracker, but honestly I think I am. It's like the size of a Hershey bar. It's kind of perfect. And the saltines kind of broke somewhat in the shape of a saltine. Are you stealing candy?
No, I'm not stealing it. I bought it. Right?
Yeah. So this is the graham cracker.
It's the best. Like, wow. Wow. That's awesome. That's so good. I'm without words.
Saltine.
They're both so good.
Yeah.
In different ways. Obviously, the graham cracker is super sweet, and this has that salty, just that little salty bit to it. Mm-hmm. They're awesome. You should definitely make both of them.
Yeah. And by no means is the graham cracker one too sweet. Mm-mm. It's still like a really good balance.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because some desserts and candies and stuff like this is, you only need a little bit. That's not, you could eat this.
Yeah, you could eat the whole pan.
Yeah, because it's not too much, but it's still good.
That's awesome. Just the right amount of crunch. Mm-hmm. The chocolate, the everything else that's so fantastic. I mean, it's all good. It's all good.
Your chocolate.
Yeah, and the dog. This beautiful thing.
Put him down.
I'm trying. He wanted up. He's investigating. Okay, that's enough.
Shh. Guess we're going to close the video with the puppy in air gel. This is our puppy from last Christmas.
Yes.
Well, I guess I'm going to close out the video while he goes and does something with my puppy, who's not really a puppy, but he's still a puppy to me. Be sure to check out the description box. I will leave the recipes. I will be sure that everything is down there for the collaboration so you can get in on the giveaways that are happening. I think right after the first of the year, so be sure to check that out. And I'm Megan from the GW Homestead, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.
Hello, my name is Reagan. Sometimes I help with the camera, and when I do, I always wear this.